Hey, it's raining.
Okay.
Snowing in New York.
Still rather be here, huh?
Yeah.
I'd like to welcome everybody to our Heber Light and Power Company meeting, our regular directors meeting today. Today is Monday, January 26, 2015. The time's at 4 p.m. We're meeting at the Heber Light and Power business offices at 31 South, 100 West in Heber City, Utah. Acknowledge we have a new director with us, the new chairman of the Wasatch County Council, Mr. Kendall Critton. Glad he's with us. Bring a lot of good experience with us. We have Director Patterson and Director Bradshaw. Mayor Qualis is on the phone connection with us, and Mayor Bonner will shortly meet us. She had a few family matters to take care of. And also recognize our staff and appreciate their hard work and things they do for us, putting our agendas together and keeping the company rolling in a good direction. We like it. First item on the agenda today is a consent agenda. Looking for approval, which would be for the December 18th, 2014 and the January 20th, 2015 board meetings. We also have the December 2014 financial statements and December 2014 warrants. There's none any modifications or changes. The chair would look for motion for approval.
So moved.
I'll second that.
Have a first by Director Patterson and a second by Director Bradshaw. Any discussion on the motion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
I will need
Aye.
to abstain. I wasn't here.
The consent items are approved. Before the board, we have approval for fourth quarter dividends, the resolution. Need approval for the dividends to go to the respective cities and the owners. For a motion, if they would like to approve the,
What, Mayor, what are those amounts? Is it a percent of, it's a percent of the,
It's 75,000 per quarter total. Heber City gets 75%, and Midway and Charleston get 12.5 each.
so Heber,
Heber's overall about $225 a year.
75%, and
About
Midway,
35 for a year for Midway and 35 for Charleston.
37.5 to be precise.
Midway and Charleston are 12.5% each.
Right.
Ownership.
Yeah. And so it's 75,000 a year, you say?
No, quarter.
Quarter.
The budget-
300,000 a
The
year.
budget has $300,000 total for the year that
Okay.
the dividends are.
So you break it out for,
Every quarter, the board has discretion to pay out those dividends every quarter.
We'll go through one of these
So
every
this
quarter.
would be for the fourth quarter of 2014.
yeah. Okay,
You promise not to push the buttons.
We may have disconnected him. You still there, Bob?
Yeah.
Bob, I think you're hitting a button on your phone.
Say what?
I think you're hitting a button on your phone.
A cheap. I'll keep it away.
What do you say?
something about sheep.
Cheap sheep.
Just as a figure on those dividends, it's 9,375 per quarter for Heber and Midway, and for Midway and Charleston, and 56,250 a quarter for Heber City.
Okay, what are the exact numbers?
Well, what did he say Heber was?
Per quarter in the warrants, it shows Charleston and Midway both at 9,375, and Heber City is 56,250.
Okay, that's 56% or 75% of the,
26 or 25.
75 and 12.5, yeah,
yeah. Okay. Thank you, sir.
no problem.
Anybody else have any other discussions on the resolution?
Now I'll make a motion, we approve Board Resolution 2015-01 in regards to distributable.
I have a motion by Director Bradshaw to approve fourth quarter dividends resolution number 2015-1 and a second by Director Patterson. Any discussion on the motion? Okay, all those in favor say aye.
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 Okay. Motion carries, so the dividends are in place. We have our legal advice. Mr. Joe Dembeck would like to share some information on HB 17. Legislation just started then down there. You
Right. Where's Bob? Oh, there it is.
That in this.
Okay, HB 17 is the new legislation, and it actually is soon going to have a new number, but it's the old HB 17 from last year. It's a comprehensive statute to deal with the rules that govern the operation of interlocals. We've never really had our own set of rules before, and that's what's being created. It's a rather extensive piece of legislation because it's so encompassing, and actually it's still in flux a little bit. I have a meeting tomorrow morning to talk about potential additional changes. I don't think it would be helpful to try to go through it in the board meeting, but I'm happy to set up a meeting and walk through it with those that are interested. I don't think it would have a dramatic impact on how we do business, at least at this point. The one change that's somewhat significant, it has to do with board compensation and how that's approved. And there's currently additional discussion about putting a cap on board compensation, similar to what the districts have. I know there's going to be pushback on that, and so it may be better to wait till after tomorrow's meeting if you're interested in that part of it. And that's it. So if you'd like me to meet with you individually or as a group, let me know and I can do that.
I was wondering that.
Okay.
would you like to meet as a group that would have to call a special meeting if more than four of us got together?
I've circulated the current draft to Bob, and maybe he has some insights as to whether or not it would be worthwhile to. I can circulate it to you. I mean, it's easy to circulate by email, and you can take a look at it.
Yeah, I'd like to get it.
I'd like to see it.
Okay.
Yeah, send it.
Maybe when it finally gets through the legislators, maybe sit down and tell us exactly what it says, then if everything's still in question, there's no sense guessing what they may do and may not do, is there?
I've got those, Joe. I haven't been able to slip the new stuff in with the old stuff yet, but I'll probably do that when I get home.
Okay.
So if you just mind, just send us all a copy of it, Joe, we'll review it.
Okay. Before we
Why
do,
can't we talk, sorry, but why can't we talk about it as a group?
Or you can.
oh, we can. It's just
We can just
it's-
set up a meeting.
Yeah, it'll just be time consuming.
How come?
And we're kind of on a short fuse right
How come
now.
on here, House Bill 17 is on motor vehicle emissions?
Right. That's HB 17 is last year's number.
What's number is it this year?
I don't know yet.
Oh.
In fact, I'm not sure it has a bill number yet.
So send that to us, yeah, we
Yeah.
look at it when we get it, when we get
Okay.
it is.
Because we're still drafting it. The other thing that Bob and I have talked about is that APPA has a series of seminars on utility governance, and I'm just going to pass around the quick description of that. And what we can do is set them up, and then you don't actually have to be present when it's done because they allow you to access it later. When I first started here, I went through most of those, and I think Bob and I went through some of them last year. They're really pretty interesting and helpful, and actually Helen did his first tour of duty, went through them. So if you're interested in them, let me know. The total cost for the governance series for us is $700, and the electric utility series, which talks about kind of the basics of electric utility, is $270. And if I set those up, and if I were to purchase those, then I would give you my passwords and stuff, and you could access them online and listen to them.
What was the cost for the electric utility webinar?
$270. That's for all That's for all four?
That's per person,
No.
or just
No.
for the class?
No, it's just for the class. And then we'd download it and we'd have it available to us.
Yeah, both of those would be a good purchase. We hadn't talked about the other one, but I think it'd be good to have that.
So should I just go ahead and do that?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fine with me.
So if you download them, then we take them through the download rather than through the webinar.
Right. It's just easy. You can do them when you want to. And then I guess I'd ask to go into executive session to discuss pending or threatened litigation.
Motion to go into executive session for pending threatened litigation.
Second.
Second by Director Patterson. All those in favor say aye.
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 Okay, in the summer of 2013, oh, well, no, actually, that one has to, that, you just leave that.
That was Susan, that was.
Oh, okay.